This week we are going to change this room in our farmhouse,
which was just an extra room that we had. It's going to be a new spare bedroom.
The room has now all been insulated, the windows changed, the walls and ceiling painted.
Now I am going to make a nice double bed for this area, and Dani will be upcycling this old chest of drawers I am using as a bit of a tool shelf at the moment, but very soon it will look a lot nicer than it already is.
And then hopefully this will be a nice comfortable room ready to welcome any friends and family that are coming to stay. So, how are we going to make a bed?
We are going to make a bed from quite a few different materials that we have lying about. We have, if you want to look in this room, maybe you don't want to look in this room.
Bum 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 bum.
There is an old metal bed frame which is too big, but it has wooden slots. There is bits of old wardrobes. I don't know exactly what bits I'm going to use where, but I do know that we have a headboard and a footboard.
We picked this up from a friend's house who no longer wanted it a couple of months back. It wasn't in perfect condition and the actual bed frame was missing, but I did spray paint it a little while ago, maybe about a month or so ago, and I think it's quite nice looking. I think the real thing will be how we bring it all together, so how we incorporate this footboard and the headboard into the rest of the bed frame. Has these little bird and flower pot detail.
Time to make a bed. I do also have a few big bits of pine which are up behind the house, which I might need to make the middle part as well.
They were also donated.
They were.
So this will be a free bed, which is pretty cool. And just to put it out there, we already have a mattress we bought from IKEA.
Yeah, we will not be using the old mattresses in that room that we were in a wee minute ago. I have these 4 quite big bits of pine. Just uncovered them. And I'm thinking using these for the main base of the bed. 2 side bits and a strengthened bit up the middle. Should make it strong enough. And then round in front of the house, just pull the bit out from the room underneath, which is this piece of an old bed. Unfortunately, it's a lot wider and not long enough, or it would have been good, but these bits of wood are pretty good on it. So I'm thinking, and they're wider, so I can cut them along here, take them all off. They're not fixed in the middles, so they should go along the bits of pine. This one piece of pine here is nearly double the thickness as these ones, maybe 1.5 times the thickness. So I'm thinking first thing, I'm going to rip this up the middle on the table saw, and that will be the 2 sides which come out long ways from here, and this side here. Now got the 2 bits which I'll attach onto the headboards, cut the length. Also the 2 outside parts, cut the length. And I have put a bevel on one end and marked a little line. The line is where I shall be screwing these parts into. I plan to have a flat bit going across here, and the longer bit will come to here, and that's where the bevel will be, so as it's a nice soft corner rather than a sharp point which you might bump your leg into. When you need extra hands.
I have some hands.
Funny. Well, not near the headboard anyway.
Comfy there?
No. I would like it to be slightly taller. So I do have this, which was the base of an old wardrobe. And I quite like the big round feet on it. So what I'm going to do is try and take them off and hopefully fit one of these onto each leg, so it'll have the ball at the bottom, which will make it a better height. So I've got all of the legs taken off. I only do need 4 of them, and I've given one a little bit of a sand, but I'm going to pause on them for a little minute. What I'm going to do is go around the outsides and give everything a nice sand, so as it's ready for Dani to do a little bit of painting. While she's painting, I can work out what I'm going to do with the feet. I think they will work. I just might have to do it in the bedroom, because this is not going to fit through the corridor and round the corner, so it all needs to come apart. And I think adding the legs on and gluing them will be easier whenever it's not one big bed.
My turn to get involved with the bed making. I'm going to be doing some spray painting. The colour is Lake Blue, and as I mentioned earlier, about a month ago I painted the bottom part of the bed, and now I'm going to paint the top and the sides. I'm just hoping the paint lasts and stretches far enough.
getting these little feet prepared. This one is a tester, and I've drilled a little hole right in the center for one of these wee pegs to go in, and I shall drill the same hole into the bottom of the foot. Trying to do Bear is helping with the painting. Next, I'm gonna cut all these slots off because they're longer than I need, and then cut them down on the chop saw. Now I can cut these all to the same length.
Got paint on the frame everywhere that you're going to see anyhow. Lunchtime.
I've now got the bed screwed up and the feet glued on in the room, and it's looking pretty well. A few little bits which I need to touch up, but now I'm about to put these slots on. Slots are all on, ready for the mattress to test it out.
Today I am going to upcycle a chest of drawers for the spare guest bedroom. This is it here. We were given it for free once again. And the first thing I'm doing is taking some of the drawers out of it and removing the front bits where the handles are. And I'm going to try to clean them up really well. And I will then take the unit outside to sand and paint. It is quite old, so definitely needs a bit of a clean up, and the top part of it isn't in the best condition, but I have a plan. So in this tub I have all the bits off the front of the drawers, the handles, and they are pretty tarnished to say the least. I'm going to leave them to steep in some boiling water and some dish soap for a while, and then I'll give cleaning them a go. So I have now sanded the unit and cleaned it all. I've also taped up the panels on either side, so here and at the back as well. And I'm going to spray the bits that are left in blue. It's the same blue that we used for the bed frame. So time to get started. Next thing I'm going to do is sand the drawers. Do it by hand once again with some sandpaper. Ooh, so much gunk build up. I now have the drawer inserts for the chest of drawers all sanded, cleaned up, ready to add some beeswax on. It should really make a big difference to the grain in the wood. Next thing to do is wax the side bits of wood that I've left exposed. It's looking pretty good in here in position. And then Will and I are going to tackle the top piece afterwards. Quite a lot of grubbiness came off them, but it's time to give them a bit more of a detailed clean. And for that I'm going to be using some wire wool and some vinegar, and we'll see if that makes a difference. It's coming up super.
Nice. So for the top of the chest of drawers, we're going to use a couple of leftover tiles from our kitchen floor. I've just brought this piece down to the little workshop to cut it, because 2 foot tiles and this strip. I do not have a tile cutter to cut a nice straight line, so I am going to use the grinder. Hopefully I can get it neat enough. That is it. Cut and sanded. Just to bring it up to the house now. Here we've got the top of the chest of drawers with 2 full tiles on it. This little bit that I've cut shall be going on here. Time to glue them all down. I have just mixed up some grout which was left over, which I'm going to fill the edges with. Also in along the gap right around it. Also we have the drawers in and the wee handles on, and they're looking pretty good. I've just gotten all the grout on and smoothed it all out a little bit. A little bit more cleaning to do once it dries, but it's looking well. We're very happy to get this room finished.
Furniture made, bed made up, decor on the walls.
It's all ready to welcome some family guests.
We've got our first family member coming to stay here in just over a week, so we wanted to prioritise getting this room complete.
We did indeed.
Everything has been done completely on a budget. We've spent very little on the renovation itself, using materials that we mostly have been given or that we already had at the farm, so we haven't had to actually go out and buy much at all. A little bit of paint here and there, but that's about it.
Yeah, low cost room, which is perfect for us.
Oh yeah. I'd be pretty comfy sleeping here, I think. It's only a small room, but comfortable bed, nice view, storage space in the chest of drawers, and some hanging storage space. Simple, but it works.
Everything you need.
Yeah, and it's not damp, so that's a big thumbs up. So we now have this room finished, and we've still a few things to do for the nursery, including finishing the mural.
And the rocking chair.
Yeah, the rocking chair.
It will be finished, but we've been concentrating on this room.
And then after that, do not fear, although our house renovation, like the main sort of living areas, are more or less renovated in the house, we still have a whole other floor beneath the house, which is spooky looking. It doesn't have any electric, water, anything like that, and we do have big plans for renovating there, as well as lots of stuff to do in and around the land, and 1,000,001 future project ideas, such as outdoor kitchen, tiny house, workshop, greenhouse, and that's just for now. Tree house.
Lots of big ideas.
Lots of big ideas. So we won't be quitting
now that our house is finished, almost.
Yeah, we can't just put our feet up. But we love this. This is what we enjoy, and this is what we do with our lives every day, is work on projects and use our creativity to create things and make things. It's a good life.
It's a good life.
Well.
Now we're ready to welcome guests comfortably.
If you liked the video, do hit subscribe. You'll be able to catch up with all the exciting projects that we've just mentioned when we finally get to them.